everyone, welcome back to the channel. So as promised to all of you that made the lovely comments saying they'd love to see me carry on the tradition of Lizzie Mary Cullen's Magical Christmas, I'm here, we're going to do it. So it had become a little bit of a tradition for me. This was the first one we'd ever done. And this is on the channel with Black Widow pencils. And then, what else did we do? Not that one. We did this one. I think this was with Inktense and pencil. And then there's one at the back here. And we did this one. This was definitely Inktense because the blue bled through onto the toy shop. Was not happy about it. So today I thought we could have a go at the North Pole. Seeing as Santa is on his way, we could have a go at this page. And to base, instead of using Inktense today, I thought I would use Neocolour 2s. Oh, they have such an array of beautiful colours. And I'd been using them on with my Patreon colouring and forgot just how much I loved them. And they are just spectacular, spectacular colours. So I have got, we'll pick out the bits that we can see that are easy to do. I have got Periwinkle. I'm just trying to see what I want on this roof as a starting base. Periwinkle and a bit of turquoise blue just to start us off. And I'm going to do this so incredibly lightly so that we get that soft look. And you can do that really easy with these pencils. I'm just moving my bits and pieces around so I can see my swatch book and get comfy before we start. So I think let's go in with a tiny bit of Periwinkle. And I'm going to put it on this roof here, just really softly, really softly. Now I'm thinking to myself, well, if it will take Inktense, it's definitely going to take Neocolour 2s. So we can put a lovely base down of Neocolour 2s. So just really softly coming around the edge of this roof on the top of that, and let's have a little bit down the side here. You don't have to be precise, thank goodness, because they will spread out quite nicely. Do try to colour a little bit neater with them though, so there's not great scribbles everywhere. And then let's come in with our turquoise blue. And we're going to do round here like these little icicles. So I am in my bedroom because of my back. It means I can prop myself up with pillows and things. Some days are better than others. Like last week I was able to sit in my office and do it. Not today. And I think that's probably because of the hustle and bustle of Christmas preparations and things. So we're going to have a little bit of lilac, a little bit of the turquoise blue. Gives us a bit of the impression of icicles. So I'm using the Periwinkle as more of a shadowed area, and I'm going to use the turquoise, what colour is it? Turquoise blue as more of the icy snow that's out in the obvious areas. So like under here, under the windows, let's keep that nice and soft. So this one's just quite simply called the North Pole. And I think that's very fitting for our Christmas. All those little chidleys waiting for their waiting for Santa to arrive. Okay, so I've got my Derwent brushes. I don't want the tiny fine one, I want the medium one. And I've got a piece of scrap paper and my hand, which I use to make sure it's giving me enough water. Okay, so let's go in and soften this out. And the beauty of this is that it gives you a really nice like texture, doesn't it? So it will kind of look like snow, and it's going to dry lighter, I know, but we can go in with our Prismas and soften and blend this out. And it just will give us that lovely sort of appearance of ice and snow and shadow. And I think the key with Lizzie's pages is to just pick out the bits that you can see that you know what colours you want them, or they should be, and then go from there. Like we've got 3 Christmas trees here. They're obvious. The house is more obvious. Obviously the sign. Look how beautifully they dissolve on here. Oh, I could have used my Artex watercolour pencils, couldn't I? But we had done a video with those, and I haven't done a video with Neocolours for like ever. I used to use them all the time. I think it was one of the only supplies that I had back then. I'm so glad I've got them because they are absolutely magical to work with. And you can put them on the board and put them down and then paint with them. That's how I used to do it when I was learning to use them. If you're worried about the paper and whatnot. Okay, so for the house I've got beige for this main like plain bits here, and I've got a little bit of golden ochre, and then obviously we can come in with pencils. So I'm going to put some very boring beige down. Poor old beige. I'm sorry beige, but you are a bit boring. It is a beautiful colour, and one I found really hard to mix when I'm using watercolours. So it's really lovely to have this soft, like putty colour. And we're going to pull that in. And again, I'm just doing it really softly. We'll have that coming down from underneath the snow. And if you don't have the Neos, you could do this with watercolours. Okay, then I'm going to take a little bit of this gorgeous golden ochre. Oh, excuse me, really lightly pull that out. Really lightly. We can blend the two. But I'm going to pull that towards the window. I hope you can see this. Yeah, it looks like you can. It's just, I'm looking outside my window, and I was saying on Patreon yesterday, it looks like the sky looks like it's full of snow. It's that grey beige colour. Everything's misty. It's a real Christmassy atmosphere out there. And as an adult, you know, when you live at home, well, of course I live at home, but I mean, when your children don't live at home anymore, and they've all grown up, the magic of Christmas, I'm going back with beige, the magic of Christmas kind of gets lost, doesn't it? I mean, it is all about the magic with children, isn't it, I think? And sitting here, I was colouring, I'm all cosy, I feel comfortable because my back's supported. And looking out the window at everything yesterday, and I was like, oh, it feels really Christmassy. There's no leaves on the trees, and it looks grey and beige and misty, and it just feels really, suddenly felt really Christmassy. Okay, I'm just going to make sure my brush is behaving. Are you going to behave? Yeah, thank you. All right, now let's go in, and I'm going to pull the beige into the yellow ochre and pull that out towards the windows. And then of course we can deepen things up. You can always go back in with more Neo Colour if you want, because it reactivates. This is Neo Colour 2 in case I didn't say. I'm really bad at that. I say Neo Colour, I'm just used to sort of shortening it, but it is Neo Colour 2's. Neo Colours, which I do have a small set of, are just normal, like, waxy crayons. They are beautiful, but they're normal waxy crayons. They do not dissolve. However, I bought them a few years ago to go over Neo Colour 2's because I thought the colours would match, but I don't think they have a set as big as the Neo Colours. They are quite shiny when you put them on the paper, the Neo Colour, just the Neo Colours. There we go. We will come in with a darker colour, or maybe come back in with a bit more beige. Come on, pen. Thank you. But then all of a sudden we'll see our house and everything start to come to life. And Liz's page, this is one of those things, if you like colour by numbers and things, Liz's work kind of does that, because you're looking at it and thinking, well, what is that? And as you colour the obvious bits, sorry, I'm just having a sip of tea, the page comes to life and you start to see bits that you didn't notice or you didn't know what they were. So I'm going to pull this beige round this corner here. And we're going to have less of the yellow ochre here because there's no glow from those windows. We will put a little bit in just so it matches, but just a little bit. We'll have more boring beige, bless its heart. So we've made that much darker. How about that? So already we've got a little, well, half a little snowy house. And before I forget, let's do that chimney pot, because I hadn't put any of this snow on the chimney pot here. So let's go in with the periwinkle here. So this is kind of the overlapped bit there. And then the turquoise blue here. Excuse my hand for a minute. You can sharpen these. I use my little M&R sharpener to sharpen them with, but they've got quite a wide, they're quite wide, so you need a pencil sharpener that will take a wide, that has that wide opening, if you know what I mean. Sorry, concentrating, I can't speak at the same time apparently. There we are. Good grief. Very loud lorry. Alright, so Christmas trees. I am going to get my favourite, which is chrome oxide green. I don't know why I'm trying to show you. All the colour names and things will be on the screen. And we are going to do some chrome oxide green on these trees. And with my Patreons yesterday, I came up with this really lovely combination over the top of this. And it just looks so cool. So I'm going to do all three trees the same. So I'm just trying to decide whether I do that yet. Let's just do the whole thing with our base in Chrome Oxide Green. And this is, it dries such a beautiful soft colour, but it's a great undertone for pine trees, Christmas trees. I'm trying, that is what I'm trying to avoid, big thick dark lines off my Neo. I'm trying to use the edge of it so you get a nice soft layer instead of lines like that, because they are difficult to get out. And you have to remember that you can blend these around, you can move it around. I might need to sharpen them a bit so I get a nicer edge. Can't get up that corner. I don't suppose it matters too much because it is a pine tree and we are going to put some texture in here. But it annoys me. I want it right. Okay, let's go in and see if I can move this about. Please. Please be kind, it's Christmas. Yeah, you have to do a little bit of a scrubby wash, but that's okay. As long as you don't linger in one spot too long, this paper is really good. And also, if you colour over it, most of the crinkles that the water makes disappears. You know, the page sort of flattens out as soon as you colour on it. Most colouring books do, but this one in particular. It's like colouring on Kirby Roseanne's paper. It's absolutely incredible. And it's square like Kirby's and Joanna's books. So this still is available on Amazon along with her Magical Journey, which is a fabulous book. I love Lizzie Mary Cullen. And I was so lucky, I was trying to collect them all, and quite a few of hers are out of print now. And I was looking and I found the one I really wanted, on eBay. And this woman obviously clearly didn't know what she'd got and had listed them on a buy it now price. It was this book and another one. I can't remember what the other one was, but I thought, oh, I don't care. So I just went in and pressed buy it now. This was last year, I think, and got it. And then the following, I think it was the following day or the following week, the other one that I was missing popped up on eBay. So I snapped that up as well. Thought, there's no way I'm missing that. So, right, what else do we need? We need a brown. What did I use yesterday that was really worked? Olive brown for the tree trunks. Let's put a little bit of olive brown in. Again, lightly. And let's have a look, see if I've created any bleed through. Have I? Please? No, no, no. No, no bleed through. So I think these are less likely to bleed through if you're gentle with them than Inktense. Hence why I've decided to use this colour. Neo colours. All right. So look at that. We've already created quite a bit of atmosphere. So for the snow down the bottom here, I really like the combination of those two. So shall we just, I think, go in and do these with them, and then we can do pencil to make it look even better, and then Tuliar pens. Oh my gosh, this is like, I was saying yesterday that I was quite fed up with doing Christmas pages now. I started in the beginning of, I can't speak, sorry. I started in the beginning of November. That's the month we're in, Lucy. Yes, November. And I was saying, oh, I'm getting fed up now with Christmas pages. And then I finished the page that we were doing, and I thought to myself, well, I don't think I am actually. And then you get a Lizzie book out, and it's just, that excitement starts all over again. So I'm going to put some of this lilac in, and then as we come towards the edge, I think we'll get the turquoise blue in, because it dries such a cool colour. So we'll make these, and like I say, don't forget that I'll be going in with pencil. This is not the finished article. We'll make these the shadowy bits here, and then we'll start pulling out the turquoise blue. So let's start. We've got more of an open area here, which makes sense that it might be a little bit less shadowy, and we'll blend those two together. A little bit here, and I think we might let's put a little bit on the sign. Looks like it's kind of built up on the sign there. And we'll have a little bit of, maybe put a little bit of periwinkle in the corner here, like it's icy on the sign. How about that? Let's try that before we go any further. Then if we've made a mistake, we haven't done the whole page. Okay, I'm going to do the sign. Very excited to do that. Let's put some ice on our sign. Spread that out. And up here. And then we'll pull these out too. And the other thing is not to panic if you've gone too dark, because as long as you let it dry and you've dissolved it properly, you can put some white pencil over it. What I did find, little tips, if this helps anybody like it helped me when I was learning with them, is that if you don't dissolve them properly, they're really difficult to colour over. So if you're struggling to colour over it, excuse me, another sip of tea. If you're struggling to colour over it, try reactivating it and see if that helps. It'd be like trying to colour over, you know, just pure wax. Don't worry about little overflaps like that, because a little paint pen will sort those out. Let me get my pen working again. There we go. I call it pen, water brush. Just bring that ice out. And I think we might have some kind of deep sky in the background. We've got some, yeah, deep sky there. Like here, I think I've gone a little overboard with the neo colour, but I'm hoping that I can knock that back when that's dry with a little bit of white, and that should resolve that issue. If not, paint pen will. But it dries lighter. If you look at the, you can't see it, I'll show you in a minute. If you look at the roof on the house, it's a whole lot more subtle already, as are the trees than when we put them down. And that's still wet, so it's still drying out. And you can kind of see if they've not dissolved, because you've still got your marks where you coloured. One of the reasons why I loved the Artex, because you just touched those and they dissolved. They were amazing, those Artex watercolour pencils. Okay. Oh, I've had some lovely Christmas presents sent to me, and of course I will do a video with them. They're absolutely beautiful, so thoughtful. So I will do a video showing those at some point. I try not to use them before Christmas because I know, like, we focus on the babies, the grandchildren, the tiny fella and the little fella, and we've got a little lady coming. She should be here in January. So I don't get presents. We don't do it because it's just too expensive, isn't it? And then it becomes a bit silly. You know, I don't want to get into debt for one day of the year. Although the children don't go without. Okay, I'm going to let that dry just for a minute, and I'm going to go for a bit of a walk round so my back doesn't seize up, and then we'll come back and we'll carry on. I will see you in a second. Okay, I'm back. It's still not dry, but it's better than it was. So I've got Van Dyke Brown here, and we're going to do the strips around the house. And there was something else I noticed actually before we do that. Round here I'm going to come in with that gold ochre. I do this to myself and I make editing such a nightmare. So I'm going to make that quite bright in there. Where I go backwards and forwards with the different colours. And I'm like, oh Lucy, you should have done all those colours together and then editing would have been so much easier. But my brain doesn't work like that. And then we'll put a little bit of that beige in there. So it'll give us an indication that the light in the window. So it's much brighter than the same colours but brighter than the outside of the house. There we go, like a little crescent moon. All right. We can do the same over here with this window. So we'll do the gold ochre. And we'll mix it in with a little bit of beige. Like that. Shake my brush, make sure it's working. Get the beige. Get that all mixed in there. It's not behaving particularly well today, my Derwent brush. Maybe it needs more water. Which means I have to leave my comfy spot. Dang it. Alright, so let's take the Van Dyke Brown. And we're going to put that in. And again, I'm doing it lightly. I can always come back in, but it's very difficult to remove it. So I'm just going to do it a bit darker in the corner. And also, pencils will go over this and smooth it out and, you know, cover a myriad of lines and annoying bits. And there. And I think we're going to put Van Dyke Brown in here because those lines would indicate that that's really quite dark in there. And the beauty of these books is it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's so sort of abstract that you could do it however you want it. You know, it doesn't have to be... I mean, we could have done the trees pink if we'd have wanted. You know, it doesn't matter. It's your book, your ideas, however you want to do it. Okay, any more for any more? Yeah, I think we'll do the windowsills. So we'll do them dark at the edges. And come in really light. I'm trying really hard to keep my thumb out of the way when I'm doing colouring. And it's been working. Now, I was reading up and I heard that if you do something for more than, you do something every day for more than a fortnight, it becomes habit. So I'm trying to rebuild muscle memory up so that I hold my pencils like this. Now I know a lot of that is that I do it because of pain. We'll put a little bit in there. I think that's going to be snow. And we'll do round here. But if I just take more breaks, I mean I cut the camera quite a lot anyway because it's boring for you guys watching people colour the same thing over and over again, I think. So I can have plenty of breaks. But it's like default, my thumb just wants to stick out in your face. So I'm trying really hard. Now I think this is probably a frozen river. What do you think? I thought if I get the steps done. I think this is snow. What is that? Oh, nothing a bit of pen won't cover up. Probably a bit of Van Dyke brown off my hands. Don't know. Anyway. I don't know what I'm saying now. Now I've lost my train of thought. Okay, we'll come up to the chimney and we're going to do Van Dyke brown here. And then we can add some different tones and things in there, which will be cool. And on the chimney top, I think. Okay, anywhere else? Right, well let's activate that and then I'll have a look and we'll see. So, let's get this naughty pen working. Come on, there you go, you can do it, that's it. Let's activate our Van Dyke brown. And it's actually not as dark as you think, Van Dyke brown, in the Neos. It's like periwinkles, very purple in the Neos, but you get the Prismacolor out and it's bluish, isn't it? Blue-grey periwinkle in the Prisma set. Okay. And then we need to do these. And also the other beauty of Lizzie's books is if you don't want to put pencil over the top, you don't need to. You can leave it like this painterly look, and I think that looks really cool too. There we go, we're beginning to see that like old English house come together. Like a sort of almost Tudor style, isn't it? I've put the Van Dyke brown here because we're going to make this part of the stairs dark, and then what that will do is bring out any snow or ice that we put on here. It will really make that stand out. I think that's it, apart from our chimney. Let's do the chimney carefully around the ice, Lucy. There we go. Look at that. That's cool. There. Okay. Right. I've just got to work out now what other colours we're going to use. So I'm going to pop off again for a minute and work out our other colours. And then I'll be back. Yeah, I'm just thinking about... I think this is a river, and I think that is a bit of path. This is a little bit of snow. So let's put some lavender in there. Not lavender, periwinkle. Periwinkle there. And we'll have a little bit of the turquoise blue at the front. There. Okay, so that is not going to dissolve properly. Or it might just be that my brush is not wet enough. Okay, I might have to go and put some more water in my brush. There's water in, oh, there's quite a bit of water in there actually. Okay, I'm going to go off and do some more planning. That is completely flat, so I don't know what that is. Yeah, I'm going to go and do some more planning. And then I will be back. Okay, I'll see you in a second. Okay, I'm back. I put some water in my brush. I took my craft knife, because I couldn't find my little M&R sharpener, and I just put some little points on the end of these, just with my craft knife. You can actually save the shavings and then dissolve them, so you can reuse them. But I noticed down here we should have done the icy bits, and I didn't. So I'm going in with that, that's the wrong one, Lucy Lou. Silly Billy. Turquoise blue. And we're going to put that down here. We will put some lilac in it, or some periwinkle. Oh my goodness, you guys. You gotta love me for my stupidity. You have to. I'll just... My brain is like mush. I'm sure if I had like an MRI scan, they'd be like, there's not much we can do for you, Lucy. I'm afraid. Your brain is just like pumpkin. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of the periwinkle under here, because it's behind that sign. And then we'll come back in with the cobalt blue. Yeah, you know what I mean. They're on the screen. Oh, dear me. Okay. Alright, so that's that bit. Obviously we're going to put some pencil work in it, but already I think it's looking really cute. I want to finish this house off with, and I've got a little bit of russet. So I'm just going to, and I've like created a little bit of a point, not major point, not like a pencil point. And I'm going to put a little bit of this russet on these planks on one side. Don't ask me what pencils I'm going to use to blend these out. I don't know yet. I think we'll probably have to have maybe 2 parts to this video. Otherwise, I think it's probably going to be about 20 hours long. But I won't make you wait a week. I think we'd finish it. If I do at all make you wait. Depends on how long it is, really. I think we'll probably just do it in... Let's just do it in one hit, shall we? And then we might be able to squeeze some more Christmas pages in. Well, we definitely will. What are we today? I don't know what the date is today. The 11th? Yeah, so we can definitely get some more Christmas pages in if you want them. So just squash this russet in. And I think that'll go really nicely with the rest of the colours that we've used. Like this. And down here. I'm moving you over, but you can... sorry about my pyjama bottoms there. I'm living in pyjama pyjama bottoms particularly because they're soft and there's no waistband digging in my back or anything like that, and it just, you know, it makes life easier. Why not? I don't know what I was saying beforehand. I just caught sight that you could see my pyjama bottoms. It's like, no way. And we'll do it this way from here, this side. Like that. Oh, I like it. That's going to look cool. And we'll bring it on the chimney top. And then just softly, softly bring it out. And we'll do it this way here. So if we do from this side until we get to the middle. Oh, I'm so enjoying this, folks. I need to do more with these Neo colours. I love them. You go through phases with your supplies, don't you, where, you know, one thing's your favourite and then, or you get something new and it's all exciting and you use those for weeks and then something else comes along. I'm going to put these on the window there, and we're going to put it on here. If we want snow, we can add it. I'm going to put it on this window here and on the inside of this, because there wouldn't be snow on that. It would be on the that's on the inside, and we just have to cross our fingers that when I activate it, it looks nice. Do we want it anywhere else? Yeah, on the inside of this window. There, and on this window, and we'll have it on this one. Oh, that's the step, isn't it? Dang it! Now I think you can erase them while they're dry. There you go. Yeah, be a little bit left over, but like pencil, isn't it? So let's activate that and see if I've made a mess of this house. I hope not. Okay, so I've got water, my brush is running, let's go. And just like in ink tints, if you feel like you've got too much, that's really running now, isn't that bizarre? If you feel like you've got too much pigment on your brush, I just take a piece of paper, rather than tissue because it dries my brush out, and just wipe it off. Because I want to keep that gradient, if I can, that we've put in. So we can come in with a pencil or something and just soften it out. And we might not even need to do an awful lot of pencil work, but oh, so cute. There we go. That looks really cool. I think that's a really good match to give us differentiation between the two browns without going too dark around the windows. Yeah, I think that looks really nice. And then I've got to be brave. I'm stalling, but I've got this water here that I want to do because I think it's like a frozen river flowing. Look how beautiful that colour is, isn't it lovely? Okay. So some of this I'll colour over, I think, while other parts of it, might not need it. But if I do, it'll only be like little touch-ups and not, hopefully not have to do any major repairs or cover-ups or anything like that. Stop looking at my pyjamas. That's just rude. Oh, I'm sorry. I've got my legs. I've got my back propped up by pillows, and then my legs underneath this little hospital table that I've got. And so it's inevitable that at some point you're going to see my pyjamas. So I apologise profusely for the state of my pyjamas. They are... I only ever buy pyjamas that are in the sale because they're just pyjamas. Like, you know, you just mess them up. And they're expensive. I would like some luxury pyjamas, but hey-ho. Yeah, so they're never anything that I would choose to wear. So for you guys to see my pyjamas, yeah, it's embarrassing. But rather that than not produce a video for you, so there we go. Oh, I like this orangey, this russet is beautiful. There we go. So I might have to do this in 2 parts, but only because they'll follow each other straight on is what I mean. And that only because I know people wait for my Thursday videos now. They look forward to them. And if I'm not ready to get it up and done, I'm going to disappoint people, and I don't want that to happen. So when I say I'll do it in 2 parts, it would be I'd post the first part and then just carry straight on, so you'd get it straight away or the next day, if that makes sense. Because it's time's getting on. It's already 3:45. And although we're going great guns with it, there's still a lot to go. Okay, so this is where I've got to be brave. So I hope this works. I have picked up for this frozen lake, I have picked up cobalt blue, light cobalt blue and jade. So my thought process is that we do the jade here. Jade's quite bright, but I want to make this look like some kind of frostiness, and light cobalt blue with that, like this. But I want it to be significantly different to the snow. So I'm going to go in like this. Now I need to get a decent amount of area done so I can show you it. It's quite scary. So I'd be very cross with myself if I mess up now. However, like I keep saying these days, if we mess up, the worst that can happen is I slap some acrylic paint on it. Okay, and then the light cobalt blue on the top half, and we'll mix those two together. So I think it looks like cracked ice. And maybe the river's flowing underneath still. And this is where it's scary, because this is cobalt blue and it's quite a dark green. So I'm going to go in, actually I'm going to activate these first because I'm scared. So I'm going to push that cobalt green into that blue. So they mix. And we get that, you know, you get that cartoon of blue and green for water, don't you? That's what I'm trying to create here. Okay. I'm just stalling. Can you tell? Alright. I think this will be lovely, but it's just being brave, folks. Being brave. I've just got to wiggle about a minute. Okay. So, cobalt blue this is. So, I'm just going to put some little bits in. I've missed a bit there, haven't I? So I'm just dropping it in between. Okay, hopefully that'll be enough. Oh, I wonder if I should use my teeny brush. Is that going to behave for water though? Okay, I've switched to my tiny brush. And then, so in between that, see how pigmented that is? It's really bright, so you only need a tiny bit. In between those we've got this cobalt blue. And the reason being for that, the reason I thought this would work was A, obviously you need a contrast between that very pale colours, but B, if we then decide to come in with white Posca around that, those cracks, it would show up. Oh, that's not so scary. That's not so scary. That looks alright. So I'm just kind of just streaking it in. Like that. But I do think we should do all the pale stuff first. The jade and the can't speak. I think we should do the jade and light cobalt blue combination all the way down here first before we put the cobalt blue in. So I'm going to go off and do all of that and activate this little bit of snow down here. There's also snow up here, which I'll go in with periwinkle, I think, from the house down. Like that, because it's behind this, it's behind here. And I think what I'll do is come in with pencil to add some different colours to the snow there. So I don't want to make mud by mixing all this up. So because this is behind the house, I'm using the periwinkle. Alright, so I'm going to go and do all that, and then we'll come back and we should have pretty much all of our base done. So I'll see you in a second. Okay guys, I love how that's come out. Look at that. Have to be brave. This was a little bit of Van Dyke Brown, I do believe, so I'll have to white Posca that out. Okay, so I've got two colours here. I've got light grey and I've got vermilion, and of course we're going to have a proper pole, so I'm going to leave that for a minute because it's still very wet. I'm going to do the stonework in light grey, so I'm going to fill that up. Now this is really quite a light grey, which will be nice to put some pencil over and some texture and stuff on there. And we'll have that as light grey as well, why not? We're going to have the steps. And the path, I think. This is a nice base colour, so we can add all sorts of pencil and stuff to it. And where else have we got? There's stonework here around this window. Any more? Any more? We'll have. Let's do a little bit around this bit of window and around that bit of window, just because. Anything else? No, I think that's it. Okay, let's activate the light grey. I've got my fine brush out. This is a very sort of silvery grey, so and it's lovely and soft. It's got a blue hint in it, which is really nice for our snowy scene, our wintry wonderland. So I will get this done, but it will be late coming out. So let me just switch to my bigger brush. Yeah, so it will come out, but I want to do it in one hit, I think. So cover our steps and our path. And again, I have to be brave, so I'm chickening out. I'm scared of putting the vermilion down. Silly, isn't it? Let's do it. We need a nice bright, the pole for North Pole needs to be nice and bright. I'm going to come in here. I'm doing it. I'm doing it, folks. Okay. And vermilion's a great colour if we're going to colour red over it, because it's got that orangey hue to it. There we go, and I'll squeeze a bit of red pencil in that top bit. Oh, I'm so enjoying this page. And then the sky, I have absolutely no idea. There's our North Pole. Well, the sign for the North Pole. So I wonder who lives here then. It's not Santa, is it? Okay, there we go. Alright, so I've activated all the snow down here. And the snow that side. I could actually afford to put a little bit more activation on that. And that needs a little bit of russet in there. So can you see all of a sudden the page starts to come to life? It's incredible. I love it. So we'll have a little bit of russet coming up here, like that. And that's why I love Liz's work so much. But I think this is the first time I've done any intricate type page with you on the channel in Liz's books. I've always chickened out and we've just done sort of super easy ones, but I mean, this is one of the easier ones. There are really intricate ones, like this one, for example. So, okay. Now, I'm going to put... I think I'm going to go in with... Yes, I'm going to go in with a little bit of jade in these windows. And then a little bit of jade at the bottom of the windows, like we did with the ice, but I'm going to put something else in. So they're like leaded light windows. And then we're going to mix it with something else. So a bit of jade. They don't need to be, but this one does. And I want a yellowy colour. So I think I'm going to go in with, in the interest of being safe, I'm going to go in with pale yellow. But I just need to, obviously, was one of my favourite colours, obviously, because it's very blunt. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a point. I'll show you, the old-fashioned way of sharpening pencils, or a lot of how the artists do it, isn't it? To get a little bit of a point. And those you could put in a little pot and keep them. But I'm very messy. And I know I'd have them everywhere. So I'm going to go in with this light yellow and I'm going to put that on top of that green. So that when we do pencil over it, we can have this gorgeous window. That's the little one. I want my bigger one. It flows better, this bigger one. Okay, and this time I'm going to activate that yellow and drag it into the green, I think. So that green doesn't get too bright. For the time being anyway, until we come in with pencil. I don't know if I like that. But it's soft enough that pencil will cover it, so... And it's just that one little window. We can always put orange on it or something. I don't know. And then I'm going to take that light yellow and I'm going to do in the windows. Like this. And there. I think that's supposed to be the door, isn't it, that one? And up there. We can have a little bit of that jade in there. And the reason, even if I don't like it, if I put that jade in, then whatever pencil work we do over the top will look the same. If that makes sense. I mean, I might like it once it's done. You just have to give these things a bit of a chance, don't you? I do this all the time. Oh no, I don't like that. And then stop colouring it like it. And then actually, if you just carry on, it looks really nice. Okay. Alright, so I'm stalling again because we've got this sky and I'm not really sure how to manage it. I know I want it, we've got this lovely sort of snowy scene, but so I know I want it, well I thought I wanted it dark, but I'm not so sure whether to bring in this cobalt blue up here, but then I don't know. So I'm going to go off and I'm going to think about it and I'll see you in a minute. Right, I went off and was thinking about the page, and so I've done these in the chrome oxide green, these little shapes, in the idea that we bring more trees peeping through the darkness. That is my thought. So if I make this, where am I getting all this neo from? If I make these bits in behind the tree, I was going to do it in a really dark green, almost probably put some black in there. I don't feel confident enough to do that with the neo colours in these little spaces, so I'll probably do that with pencil. And then these little shapes, I thought we could do like flurries of snow. So we can pull out the periwinkle, going into that, was it light cobalt blue. Like that, and we can go round them so they look like my brain is saying flurries of snow against this very dark forest, and it's just sort of poking through, if you like, these bits. So there's a little swirl up here, and I think I'll make that chrome oxide green, that bit. And then this bit, the periwinkle and the light cobalt blue. And this bit can be a flurry. And I have this bit. I'm just trying to sort of break it down into what will visually make sense. So I've done it like that here as well, just to, I don't know, that was what my brain was thinking, snow flurries and a very dark foresty background, and then it will all fit in together hopefully. So if we make that green, chrome oxide green, and let's make that bit chrome oxide green. They're more stiffer shapes, aren't they? And that bit. And that bit. So we've got snow flurries, bits of trees, and then if I make that background really dark, I kind of think that will work. but I'm going to do that with pencil just because I am not brave enough. Don't shout at me. So let's activate our snow flurries. And then I can imagine them with a little bit of glitter. And some white Posca. Or even pale Thule art pens. I think they're just going to look beautiful. Okay, let me make sure I've got all my snow flurries done first before I do the chrome oxide green. Come on, pen. Behave yourself. The good people need to see how you work. Okay, mix those in. And then I'm going to go off and have something to eat because I am starving. I think it's going to be a very simple tea tonight. Fish fingers and homemade chippies. How lovely. And peas. Gotta love a homemade chippy. Oh, lovely. Okay, of course these will be coloured. They'll have some more colour on them. But if we have this dark green backing, or maybe just even like night sky in there, I don't know. But that was straight away I thought, oh, I'll incorporate trees and night and really make the background really dark green. We can do that with pencil. We can do anything we want because we are amazing. Okay. Yeah, I think that's going to look cool. I think that's worked really well. That, yeah, I've picked out the green. And if I make that green up to there, make that background dark green. Yeah, it's going to look gorgeous, isn't it, I think? Wow. Look at that. All of a sudden we've got a beautiful page. I know we've got to put pencil on it, but hopefully that'll be minimal work. So I'm going to go off and get some chippies and fish fingers. So that's what I really fancy tonight. Homemade chips and fish fingers and peas. Lovely. And then we're going to come back and finish it off. And I think if we have this really dark green in the background here, and then make the trees more of a bluey pine green colour with a little bit maybe of burnt ochre in them to bring out that pine tree look. I think we will have cracked it, folks. I think we will have cracked it. So I'm going to go off and do that, and then I'm going to go off and have tea, and then I'll come back and we'll start doing some pencil work. So I will see you shortly. Okay, so I still haven't had my fish fingers and chips. I've put it on. Well, I've got it ready to put on, but then I thought I'd come back to this. So I've got Prismacolors out here ready to just to smooth out some of our neos and just add a little bit more vibrancy. So I've got electric blue to go in our icicles, and I'm just doing it really lightly, and all it's going to do is help us smooth out any areas that I didn't get because I wasn't brave enough and just pull out some colour a little bit more like that, and that works really well. So my aim here is not to completely obliterate, the trees are going to look very different, but not to completely obliterate the neo colours, but to use them as our base, which will should just help enhance our colours. So everywhere that we've put the, what colour was it? Turquoise blue for our ice, we're going to use electric blue just to sort of smooth that out. So not a lot of fuss and faff, just enjoying it, and can just add it to like there. I didn't put enough there. like that. And just sort of blend it into that that neo colour, whatever colour it was that I just said that I can't remember. And just blend that in. And then just sort of so really softly fade it out so that we don't obliterate that lovely fade out that we managed to get with the Neos. Okay. A little bit there. And then I'm going to use greyed lavender to go with the periwinkle. See how I remembered that one? Yeah. Oh yeah. See me? Check me out. Look. Okay, I've just had a text off the husband to say that he won't be long, so I can put dinner on now, thankfully. It's all ready to go, but... So a bit of greyed lavender. Isn't that gorgeous? And it will just, like, we can take it up to the lines and smooth it out, so we can do all our snow flurries like that. All down here. And like I say, I'm not aiming to obliterate this Neo Colour 2, just to enhance it. That's all. Smooth it out and enhance it. And I think I've changed my mind about going for the really dark background. I'm thinking more of maybe a purpley blue or something. Oh, and we need a little bit there in our little chimney pot. There we go, isn't that cool? Alright, so that's how we're going to do all our ice. So all of these bits down here, like that. And then I've got, for the building, I've got beige and eggshell for this like rendered part of the building. So I'm going to go in with beige and softly pull that beige out. And they're like, the beige and the beige we used on the building from the Neo are almost identical. So that works out really well. And we'll just put some of that age-old grime on the building from years of... Well, I don't know how much pollution is in the North Pole. Not a lot, I wouldn't have thought. I would have thought they're very environmentally conscious, the elves. And I like actually the soft subtlety of the picture that we've created. The sort of pastel-y tones of it. And I didn't expect that. I was expecting vibrancy and sort of in your face, but it's not turned out like that, which I'm really liking it. I'm not saying that it will stay like that, because I might brighten it up even more, but okay, let's put all that. This is putty beige, sorry. I said beige, didn't I? It's putty beige. Okay. So we've got some putty beige. I did it there, didn't I think? And then we're going to go in with the eggshell. And they're just a really close match for what we've done. The eggshell's a bit brighter, but that's okay. Because if it gets too If it gets too bright, we can always put some white on there. And I'm just doing it really lightly. And the good thing about putting water on your page is it brings the tooth of the paper out. So you get this lovely surface to colour on. We've been doing that in Romantic Country because the paper is like colouring on... It's like colouring on like a plastic surface. It's a really weird paper. This isn't, but it does make life a lot easier if water's been on your page. So I'm just adding depth and colour. And yeah, I'm trying to keep the tones that we've already laid down, or hues that I've already laid down. I think it's tones if you add grey, isn't it? There we go. So super easy, nothing, we've done the hard work. This should just be about having fun now and playing with our colours and smoothing things out. And that should be it really. And then what we can do is, let me do it while I think about it. Let's take a bit of white. Let's take a little bit of white and use that as our blender. That way we keep some brighter areas. I don't want it perfect because I want to keep that sort of painterly look, if you like. So for the window and the ice down here, I've got the gorgeous light green. Now I know I said I didn't like this, but I think it fits. So light green. And on the ice here, light green. Again, I'm not aiming to obliterate it. I'm using the Neo as advantage that we don't have to spend so much time colouring it. So I've just picked colours that will really closely match. And I didn't get the yellow out for that. I couldn't decide whether I wanted cream. Yeah, I think we'll go with cream. Is that clean? Yeah. So I think we'll go with cream in there. Yeah, that's a good choice. And we'll put that in like that. So a little bit of light green and cream on those windows. I'm just trying to keep everything sort of harmonious and fitting together, rather than adding additional colours that may not necessarily work. Okay, and then cream there. We can add some more cream into those windows while we've got it out. For editing purposes, Lucy Lou, keep it simples. Okay, and then down here where we've put the light green, we're going to put sky blue light into that. Now I'm thinking down here that what I'm going to do is maybe white out the cracks. So to have it look a bit brighter right now will benefit us when we do that, and then put stickles on it, I think, because it's icy. Like that. So a bit of sky blue light. And if you've got some that is like quite dark, don't even bother putting the light green in, just leave it. But I think that's a lovely effect. And we've kept the neo colours. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? You could also add it up there, like if you want a little bit more blue, just pull out that into your icy snow if you want. Just to soften that right out, that electric blue. Because it's such a pale colour that we can get away with doing that, but I think it actually will just enhance things a little bit and help us blend even better. There we go. We can put a little bit on my sign. And we get the grey lavender and pull that out. Sorry, I've got carried away. I'm just, you know, I have these little moments where I think, oh yeah, do that. And I like it. And then I get carried away. But our sign is not going to be wood. It's made of a block of ice. There you go. What do you think about that? Me and my crazy ideas, my crazy little stories that go with my colouring books. Okay. Alright, so we've got that. I haven't chosen the colour for the cobalt blue. If we even need that, I'm not sure. But for the house, for the russet part, I've got burnt ochre and... oh, give me 1 second. Sorry about that. A phone call came through which I had to answer. So I'm going to take some burnt ochre and I'm going to do this really lightly because I don't want to overwhelm that russet. I love it. So, but all I'm going to do is just put in a little touch of this burnt ochre. I think we'll probably use that maybe in the pine trees as well at some point. And that's a really close match for that russet look. And it will just give us just that tiny bit more depth. I'm trying to cover up my pyjamas. There we go. I like that, and I like that it just fades into that russet just so beautifully. And we get this lovely soft effect, but we still get that sort of painterly look. And I really like that. Okay, I'm not going to do too much more because we've got to go off and do this yet. And then... but I think I've left the background and the trees to do last, so I can see what the picture's going to look like when we've got colour on it. And then I can decide about doing the background. But actually, with the way this lovely soft image has come out, which is not what I intended, but I love it, I'm not sure that a very dark, deep background would work. Okay, so we've got that like that. That's how I'm just going to do the panels on the building. And then I think we're going to take light umber. I think that would be a perfect colour to go with that Van Dyke brown we put down. So it's not too dark. Let me shift you about this way. Here we go. So let's put some light umber down, and I think that's going to be perfect to blend into that Van Dyke brown. Like that. So actually, in effect, it makes colouring very easy, because instead of having to use 45 million colours to get your shading, you actually get it from the Neos because it's patchy, so you get that different sort of gradient, and I like that. I think it's really nice to go with that and be okay with the fact that it's not perfectly smooth or what's the word I'm looking for? Burnished. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. We haven't completely squashed out the tooth of the paper, and I think it's really nice, particularly in a picture as loose and as sort of, what do they call it? I said the word earlier and my brain's gone mushy again. Abstract, is it? As Lizzie's work. And I think the more relaxed we are about it with her work, the better the picture comes out. So I'm going to put that everywhere that we put the Van Dyke brown. And it does make a big difference. Stop looking at my pyjamas. My goodness. Might have to go and put my... I've got some black trousers I've been wearing. They've just got like an elastic waist. Sounds disgusting. I sound like an old, really old woman, but they're actually quite nice. I could put those on so that I didn't have to worry about you seeing my hideous pyjamas. So everywhere that we put that down, we're going to do the light umber. Sorry about the traffic noise, folks. My new editing suite, since I lost the other one that wanted to actually charged me per word that I put on the screen. Can you believe that? I was fuming when they said I'd reached my text capacity. Yeah, but my new editor does not... I can't like edit annoying noises out like I could before. So I hope it's not too distracting for you. Okay. So I think we've got plenty to be getting on with. We've got to go and do all the building, all the ice and the snow, and then we'll meet back up and we'll see where we are then. But I think we're doing really well. Yes, it's going to be a long video, but I can't always produce a short video when we you know, we do our colouring once a week, and anything else that crops up in between, like gifts and flip throughs and things, I do on top. So it is going to be a long video, but you could spread it out throughout the week if you wanted. All right, my darlings, I will be back when I have coloured those bits, and we'll see each other then. Okay, this is how far I've got. So I've done all the bits we talked about, and I just want to... I took the electric blue and put it in here with a bit of white too, just so it's sort of... it wasn't such a different blue, if that makes sense. I've done all the ones up in the sky. And I just want to... on these very blue parts, I'm going to put in a little bit of the grey lavender. Just on the opposite side of it. And blend that in. So we've just got a little bit of white peeping out. There's not a huge amount of grey lavender, but just a touch. Like that. It goes quite quickly once you start getting the pencil on there. And I love our North Pole sign. pull that out a little bit. And I hope you can pick that up on camera. It does make a difference, just having that little bit of greyed lavender in there. I will get some white paint and cover that up. I might do that now actually. Let's try a bit of white Posca. My Posca's not particularly good, so it'll be transparent, so that should be quite good. I'll just get rid of that. This looks so horrible in there with all that lovely pale colour. There we go. So we'll just squish that in there. Like so. And then we're nearly there, folks, nearly. We've got to do the grey for the path and the windows. I haven't done a soft pastel-y page forever, so I'm quite pleased with how this has come out. Alright, so I'm going to take now a little bit of electric blue and do the same here on this side. And then on here, down here, just to break up this purple. Like that. And I need a bit of greyed lavender here. And electric blue over here. Alright, and I'm going to take a bit of cream. Now I'm going to put this in, but I'm going to do it where I don't touch either of those colours. I don't want green, I don't want our blue to turn green. I just want a little bit of cream popping up in there, and it will just brighten everything up. So I'm going to put a little bit in the North Pole sign. Like that, and down the bottom here. Now if we get that in that purple, that's going to go grey, and obviously if we get it in the blue, it's going to go green. So I'm going to be just looking for the gaps where I can put it. Like that. We'll do a little bit, let's do a little bit up this edge of this roof here. A little bit in here. I'm not aiming to fill it up, I just want to add a little bit of a a brightness to it, and I think that should pretty much do that. Okay, so for the where we put the pale grey, I've got slate grey and I've got 20% French grey. So let's start with these ones. Let's pick out this. This works really well. So I've got put the slate grey in. Can you see? Yeah, put the slate grey in. I'll do the same here. And just pull it out, not very neatly. Into that light grey that we had from the Neo colour. And then put in the 20% French grey. And it softens out that slate and gives us this really lovely colour. And just deepen up in between those stones. There we go. We're going to pull that down here because we put grey in there too. And then come in with our 20%. And then we're going to do the same here under this window. So we put in the slate. Then we'll put in the 20% French grey. And I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap here. And I'm going to grab that cream. And we're going to put the cream in that little triangle there. So we get light coming off the window. Like that. And then come back in with our 20%. There we go. Put a little bit in there as well. Alright. And then we'll do the next step. So they look like stone steps, but I'm going to put some in that brown, but they're still frosty. Put some in that brown as well. Like that. And then our French grey. And I think a little tiny bit of stickles on the edge of these steps, and we'll have that sort of frosty cold look on them, cold concrete. I still haven't decided on the sky. I think so far I've managed to keep my thumb right out of the way on this picture. And we can add a little bit of cream to the edge of these steps. Give it a bit of light. like that. Put it there as well. There we go. And then I'm going to do the path the same, I think, and the window frames. So I think we'll come round here with the slate grey. Like that. Then in with our 20% French. And a little bit of yellow. Well, it's not yellow, sorry, cream. And then I think we'll put, let's put a little bit of the slate on the top of our sign as well. Just a little bit, I don't want to overwhelm it. And maybe in those little parts like that. There we go. Alright, oh, gotta move. Let's do the windows. So we'll come in with slate round here. And on this bit. Okay, then the French grey. Oh, and this bit. And then cream. That's cool. Okay, then we'll do the same. So I'm just going to bring it round this edge here. We can pull some little bits out. And then more of the 20% than anything else. And cream. I hope you're close enough to see. It's really difficult for me to tell. Just tidy that up a little bit. Around there. Okay, and then we've got the arch to do. I will bring you in a little, I think. And then I'm just sorry about the wobble. It's on a free arm thing, so if I touch it, it wobbles about. We'll do the same here. There we go. We'll have the French grey. And then the cream. Ah, get that thumb out of the way, Lucy. And then we'll put some detailing in with pen. But I think that's going to be gorgeous, that combination. So then down here, like that. And then the French grey. And the cream. Yep, and then one more window over here. Hasn't that kept it lovely and soft? So I'm beginning to think that we definitely don't want any kind of harsh background. I don't think it's not going to look right. Okay, French grey. So I'm going to have to rethink. And get that cream glow in there. Need a bit more French there. And get that cream in. Oops. There we go. Okay. Well, that was quick. Alright, then let's see what have we got now then. Oh, red. We need some reds for our pole. So let's have, I'm just moving my trays over. Sorry, did I make that go blurry then? I want some bright, bright red. Poppy red's a good one. Let me get poppy red. Don't spill on me. Poppy red. And I want a darker red. So maybe Scarlet Lake. Let's do that. Poppy red and Scarlet Lake to go on our pole. So we're going with the Scarlet Lake. Put that in. We are going to want a lighter one, I think, but like that. Alright, and then switch to our poppy. And blend that into our pole, because it's got more orange in it. Like that. Okay, so that's those two. Put them back. I just got that one shock of red in the picture, which is quite nice. I'm just thinking about the hand on the thing. I might just put something like I don't know. Okay, I am going to go and do that window frame. You don't need to watch me do another one, and I'm going to plan this background, then we'll come back to that. And then we get to do like lines and stuff and stickles. See you in a second. Okay, I think it's about time that we do these trees. So I've got dark green, peacock green, kelp green, apple green, no sorry, sap green light and apple green. So I'm going to go in with dark green, I think. I'm going to have to sneeze. Oh, bless my soul. Excuse me. So let's go in with some dark green. I'm just trying to think how I want to do this because I don't want to... maybe let's put a thing at the centre and then bring out the dark green. Let's try this. I'm doing it really lightly, as you can see, because I'm scared again. Okay, I'm going to turn you around a bit. Okay, and then we'll do it this way as well. Could have had it all coming that way, really. But, okay, then we're going to go in with a little bit of peacock green. So this will give us our bluey colour. Oh yeah, and I want a little bit of that. So let's pull out our peacock green. Okay, turn you back and we'll do it this way. How's my battery doing yet? It's got one bar. I'm going to have to swap batteries in a minute. Okay, build that centre up. Like that. And then towards the edges we can put in kelp, which is a lovely sort of yellowy yellowy green. Sorry, I'm having to turn you about. And we'll streak that in as well. Like that. And then a little bit of sap green light towards the edge of those branches. And some apple green just to brighten it up. Okay, you might just put a little bit more of the dark green in. I'm going for a fluffy look contained within Lizzie's lines. There we go. And then from the centre I'm going to take our burnt ochre that we used on the building and just put some of that coming out from that centre. And then anywhere I want to smooth out, I'll just take that sap green and just use that to blend it. Yeah, sap green light. Alright, I need to just show you how to do how I'm going to do the little bits down here. So I think I'm probably going to go up with a little bit of burnt ochre up that edge, just a little bit on one of the edges. Just get that nice red colour in there. And then we'll go in with definitely dark green. Definitely peacock green, because that's beautiful blue-green colour. Oh, my battery's going to go. Right, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Battery saved. Peacock green, that's where we got to, wasn't it? Bit of peacock green. And we're just going to try and squash them in. A bit of kelp. I don't think we'll need so much blending, so we can back off with the sap green light here. Apple green. She says. I'm going to go straight in with sap green. Okay, and then I'm going to deepen this tree up with some more peacock green. I'm just going to pull that fluff out. Just filling that gap in up the centre. There we go. Alright, so all of those colours, goodness me. And then I'm going to take dark umber. Yeah, dark umber. And the light umber we used earlier, and we're going to do the tree branch, what's it called? What's it called? Oh my god, I've gone brain dead. I can't even think what it's called. I don't know. Trunk. The tree trunk. Oh my gosh. That was hard work, Lucy. I'm just going to lighten that edge. And I'm going to put a bit of putty in there. And then blend again with our light umber. Okay, so let's go and do all the green trees, and then we will come and meet back and carry on. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I was chattering away to you and hadn't actually pressed record. So I decided we were going to go in with the stone combination on the background. And yeah, I'm wittering away about how I talked to you earlier about a murky sky before it snows, you know, that dull sky. And then how if we did anything too much in the background right now, it would make everything look, all the pastel colours would just look insipid and boring instead of light-hearted and Christmassy and icy. That's what I was saying. And then I looked up, my camera blinked and shut off because I hadn't actually pressed record. Anyway, so I was saying this is probably going to be a very long video, and if it is too long, what I will do is separate it into two parts, but they'll go up together, so one after the other. And then those of you that are interested in it can see the whole thing. And those of you that aren't, stop being cruel and watch my videos properly. I'm just joking with you. And we'll have a little bit of white as well. Bring out that, the brown tone in that French grey. There we go. I think that'll look cool. And then we can put some snowflakes or something on it. So let's not go too dark, and we'll get lighter as we come up here. So I'll just get softer with this with this slate grey. A bit more of it down the bottom here. There we go, and French grey. I just always promised that I will get the videos up on a Thursday, but I didn't realise quite how long this was going to take me, and then having to move about in between, so I'm not sitting still for hours on end because of my back. I just didn't realise quite how long it was going to take. So I will cut the video off in a minute and finish the background, and I'll blend it properly. I just wanted you to see. So as I get up here, I'm just going to do the French grey, I think. Let's see what it looks like. Blend this out. And then we can just come in with the French grey. So it's still murky but nice and soft towards the top, towards our snow flurries. What do you think? We can put a little bit more slate grey in just to pep up that blue colour. Particularly in some of those deeper spots there. I think when that's all smoothed out, that's going to look lovely and perfect fit for our page. So we'll have the slate and grey combination at the bottom here, and we'll get lighter with the slate grey as we come up, right up until just having the 20% French grey at the top. Like that. I think that's a perfect murky snowy background, and then when we put snowflakes and stuff on, awesome. Alright, I'm going to go and finish blending that and do along the top here, so the top part will just be the French grey, and then we'll do it dark around the chimney and things, and then I'll meet you back here and we can get it finished. See you shortly. Okay, let's go and have some fun. So I've got my white Thule art pen here, and let's get this snow showing up a lot more. This snow and ice, I've been waiting for this bit. And then I must go and get the most incredible stickles that I was gifted. I don't know who brought them for me, they just turned up. So whoever you were, I'm very grateful. I had some red ones, a red cosmic shimmer glitter ones, and a white one. I think it actually called Icicle, it might be called, and a holly green, which is absolutely incredible. So I've given up using my Posca because it's run out, so I'm now on Thule Arts, the Thule Arts one, and it's a lovely opaque white. It's really good. As you can see, I did press record this time. I was just thinking, did I press record? Okay. I'm not going to do all the way up to the top, I don't think. I don't know. Depends on how well it's going to show up. So I might just leave some black indication in there and then bits of white. Like that. Otherwise we'll end up losing all definition on the page, you know, what the roof and everything is. Like that. That's cool. And then, oh, I definitely wanted to do round here. And I'm not quite sure how to... Haha, I have a plan. Maybe if we go in with a Thule art, and we use one of these. This is the pastel set. Now, I reckon if we go in with number 8, Robin's Egg, I think it's called. That might work quite well. Let's just test a little bit. That probably works too well. So maybe we'll go in with white then. I'm going to outline all of this. And hopefully it will look frosty. We can put a few speckles of white in there. I'm not going to make you watch, don't panic while I outline the whole thing. I just wanted to show you so you can make a decision as to whether you want to do it or not. But I think that will look good when I've covered all the black on it. Like this. like that. I think that'll look cool. And then I'm going to take number 1, which is a darker sort of this colour here, and it's called Lullaby. And I think I'm going to do round our sign in Lullaby. I don't know if that's too light or not. Well, I've got to do it now, and then if it is no good, I can come back in with a gel pen over the top of that and put some line in. It can be more of a grey, maybe, tone. There we go. We'll sort the writing in the hand out shortly. And then anything else? There was a bright yellow pen, yes. This one, 24. No, that's the wrong one. 23, which is Sweet Bee. And I'm just going to go in on the inside of these windows. That'll dry a bit lighter, but it just gives us a bit of an extra glow on those windows. And then I think I'm going to take number 12, which is powder blue, and number 15, which is lavender. Give them a good shake, make sure they're working. And where we've got the powder blue, we'll put the a blue line, so like down here. I don't want to smudge all my white, so we'll put blue there. Like so. We don't have to take the lines out at all, but I just love doing it. And then we'll put the lavender next to the greyed lavender that we've used. What do you reckon? And again, if I don't like it, we can come in on the inside of that with some white. If we lose too much of Liz's work, you know, we can come in with some white. Just help Lucy if you actually go over the line. There we are. Okay. Alright, let's go and do that, and then we'll see how it looks, and then we'll meet back up then. I'm just trying to keep the video short as I can, but I enjoy this part, so yeah, let's go and do all that, and then we'll see how it looks then. I'll meet you back here then. Okay, here it is, last couple of bits, folks, I promise. So I've got 24, which is Sweet Pea, and I just want to do around the edge of this tree, so this stands out. Like this, and it will dry a little bit darker than it goes on. Like this. Oh, that's the poor husband coughing. Just bring out the edge of that Christmas tree. Is your tree up? Are you all ready? We have finally got the tree up. I don't know if I said earlier, I can't remember. It's been a very long day. And we were looking at the tiny fella's Christmas presents this evening. We know what we're getting the little fella. So that's sorted, and then that's all we're doing is just the grandchildren's. Okay, I'll just bring out Lizzie's work. And then I've got my stickles ready to go. I hope this video is not too long, because YouTube take forever to upload, to approve it. It has to go through checks to make sure that I am not saying anything in it that I shouldn't be, or showing in it anything in there that I shouldn't be. And the checks, it says, like, you'll get there and it will say checking 3 minutes left, for example. You'll wait those 3 minutes and think, oh, that's not long, and then it will say checks are taking longer than usual but are still running, and then it'll be about another hour. So and obviously the longer it is, the longer the checks take, so I hope it's not too bad. But I don't want to let you down. I want to make sure that I get it up to you this evening. Like I say, I know people wait for my video on a Thursday, my colour with me on a Thursday, and I know you wouldn't mind if I posted it tomorrow, but if there's any way I can get it up to you tonight, that's what I'm going to do. So we're just going to finish these tiny bits together, and then I'm going to get my stickles out, and it's not icicles, it's crystal that I've got, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I've never had coloured stickles apart from gold. I think I might have had a silver at one point, but I always thought, well, what's the point if you're just putting it over already coloured pieces? But wow, they are incredible, and I can see now why people are obsessed with all the different colours that you can get off them, for sure. Okay. Right, we're nearly there. Nearly there, folks, and then we'll stickle up the snow and it will look awesome. I might do the North Pole in this like green yellow colour, the lettering, or we could do red. I don't think I've got a red in this set. No, I've got orange, but and I can't keep getting it, my back's killing. Well, we could do it in pencil. Okay, there we are, there's the trees. I think that would actually look quite cool. So I'm going in with this yellow green, it's like a chartreuse. I don't know if that's dark enough. We'll let it dry a bit. Yeah, I think it's too pale. Anyway, while I wait for that to dry so I can go over it with something, let's get the stickles out. So this is what I've got. And this is, somebody sent this to me, Crystal, along with the other ones that I got. And I don't know who did it, but whoever you are, thank you so, so much. And if you want to email me and let me know, because I'd really like to extend my thanks properly. So I'm going to put that all around that dripping snow. Look at how beautiful that is. Or the icicles, rather. Isn't that gorgeous? And we'll put it round here too. This is why I wasn't too fussed about going over the edges of this snow. Like this. And round here. You wait till it dries. It's just out of this world. There we go. And now I think what I'm going to do is put it on the division in the snow. Look at that, pick up that pink, man. Wow. And the blue, look at how it responds. Can you, oh, I hope the lighting in here is good enough for you to see that. I love stickles. Look at that. It goes, if you're looking for a stickles that goes over pink and blue, just, it's a Thule art pen, it's okay. I think it's going to be one of those colours that you can use over anything without sort of changing the colour. I was saying that I put diamonds over red. I'd coloured some tinsel in a picture and put it over some red, and it turned it orange because there is a big gold element in diamonds, diamond stickles. But this is, look at that. It's absolutely gorgeous. So whoever you are that brought this for me, oh, I can't thank you enough. The red as well that I got is fabulous. I did take out the front of the steps with a little bit of that lullaby that we'd used. And I haven't done the back bit on that snow look. I'm going to put that powder blue in up here. And then let that dry. And there. Oh, it's going to be gorgeous. Look at it on that. Can you see it on that roof? I hope it's picking up. Okay, we're going to put a little bit on the front of the steps. Don't you dare. Thank you. A little bit on the front of the steps. So there's your caution. Be careful how you walk down the steps, because you'll slip. More on that ice and snow. And then I think we definitely need some in here, don't we? Bit in this snow. I don't think it would have had quite the same glitz and glamour had I have not taken out the lines. So, and I've missed this bit. Let's come around here with the lilac. There we go. And then oops, put my finger in it. Yes, I know I'm using a lot, but I love it. I'm going to put it in the blue, so just in, oops, I was going to say just in between, and then I've got all heavy-handed. So just in the cracks there. No, there is no such thing. I've been told, I've asked before, there is no such thing as too many stickles on a Christmas page. Never. Never, never, never. Okay, nearly that. So don't you be telling me in the comments you've used too many stickles, because it's irrelevant. It's not true. Especially with stickles as beautiful as this. Okay. Right, I really don't like the North Pole colour. I think I'm going to get that red, the red that we used, I reckon. Was it Poppy? Yeah. Reaching. Oh, I'm going to go in with Scarlet. Yeah, I'm going to go in with Scarlet. Oh gosh, can I? I don't know if I can. I don't think there's anywhere that my page isn't wet with stickles. Let me turn you around and approach it from this side. Oh, that's nice. So we've got a little bit of yellow and red. Got it on my finger. North. Oh, there we are. I don't know what to do about the hand. I might just put some, oh, you should see my bed and everything is covered in prismas, and I might just put some eggshell. Put a little bit of eggshell and a little bit of, let's have a little bit of light umber. And cream. And we'll put a little bit of burnt ochre in there as well. Well, I have to leave it alone because everything's so wet. Alright, I do think it looks a little bit odd not having I'm just going to put a bit of white on it if I can reach it. I'm not necessarily taking out the lines here, I'm just highlighting it a bit more. There we are. Okay, and we are done. I hope, oh my goodness, I really hope you can see how gorgeous that is. That's going to be my new favourite stickles. Look at it. It just conforms immediately to the colour that's underneath it. Isn't that incredible? I love it. And just because my hand is feeling left out, he can have some too. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Yes, the video might be 5 hours long while I put some stickles on, but who cares? There we go. Gorgeous. Alright, one sec. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry about that. The husband needed the paracetamol. So I've just run down the edge of the pole while I was waiting to come back on camera. There we go. And I'm done. And I've got stickles on my hand. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I love how it's turned out. I think it's really, really gorgeous. And I think the stickles have made it. I do think the trees need a bit, so I might put a bit of holly on the edges, but I'll do that off camera. I think you've suffered enough of my company today. So thank you so much for watching. I will be sharing some of my Christmas presents that I got early in a video, and then I've got a feeling that I might do a little Camellia Angela Cova one. You know, the 50 Christmas miniatures. I was brought it last year and I never got to colour in it, so I might do that. But I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you like the finished result. I do. I think it's lovely. And so I'll let you go. Thank you so much for watching. I'll go and edit it and get it right up to you now. Alright, take care of yourselves until we meet again. Bye now. Bye.